What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review a 1998 album. I'm going to review a 1998 album by a particular rock band, Godhead, as far as the physical album basis. Particular product is called Power Tools Stigmata, and it came out in the winter night. This particular product came out in the winter of 1998. So with the first months of here, it's been quite some time since I've gotten to Godhead with them pitch like that. Now I fucked with them way back in 2016. That's the initial type context on this. The first knowing of them pitch like that. They used to be wingman for a brief while on Marilyn Manson's subsidy and vanity label, Posthuman, I think it was Posthuman Records, something like that. It was good, nice pitches, good, nice products, but then similar type format to rap. I thought that was pretty dope in the shit back in those particular days, as far as like rock bands putting on other rock bands with them pitch like that. And on top of that, Marilyn Manson featured a few times, not just him on vocals, but also some of Marilyn Manson's band members were on 2000 Years of Human Error from 2001. So it's good, nice pitches, but that label fell apart really quickly. So the Marilyn Manson and Godhead affiliation really didn't last that long. With Pitch first saying, this is an album here that I've been wanting and meaning to get to, but this particular one, and then Godhead's follow up to 2000 Years of Human Error from 2003 within those pitches, both of which I was trying to get towards, but just never did. This is something that I've had written down on like some note cards and notepads, some of those type pitches I was going to get to as far back as like 2019, 2018, 2020, some of those affairs during the pandemic type years, 2019 even, some of those pitches for the virus first and just never got around to it. So now is the time to get towards a good pitch like that. But classic type album, I don't know what I would have given this album back in 2019 or 2018, something like that, or 2020, but the pitch first and some of these type of varieties first and within pitches amongst its capital type fray has some good Hollywood bangs off here, pitch like that. Very similar in cadence and overall aesthetic to Nine Inch Nails and pitch like that. The same sort of thump and this kind of presentation with like the dynamics. It's very much, feels as much like a movie scene type fare as much within the pitch as far as talking about the variety of like the snap and just the overall. It's the rave type factor, some of that blitzing typeness. When you think of bands like Orgy, when you think of bands like Power Man 5000, when you think of bands like Marilyn Manson, at least in the Mechanical Animals type era, some of those pitches and traces of Antichrist Superstar, some of those pitches, definitely Nine Inch Nails between like the Downward Spiral to and that's kind of being wonky right now with the Sense of Bastards. So the fair, I may not be able to refer back to this review as full, but I listened to these songs out the sound pitch like that, but Spotify's been kind of in air right now. There's the number of numerous type things kind of going along with the pitch, the aspect of like the thunderstorm going, some of this pitch, and the aspect of whether or not the internet's going to have like grapple amongst it. But the fairest part saying the product, I've been like when I was listening, getting the recaps on these type tunes, the last three songs were kind of having an issue pitch like that, me trying to listen to it. So I managed to listen to those three, but still a pitch first saying is going to be the product, and I have to do this possibly seemingly off memory. I'll attempt to listen to these if I forget in certain type sense, but it may wind up eating up time with the pitch first saying something's affairs. I'm trying to go to Wikipedia right now and it's having an issue with the Ferris first saying. So yeah, also the fray about Nine Inch Nails is 1999 album. I think it was called The Fragile as far as the first album within those pitch first varieties can have them, but just the aspect first saying Nine Inch Nails from like the 90s type flair pitch like that sounds so first with pitch first saying good accent type phrase. So yeah, very nice Cali type bang, definitely reminds like some of those classic type California 90s type fairs when you think of like Beverly even though Beverly Hills Cop was more kind of 80s typeness, the product of like Beverly Hills Cop, Terminator, Bad Boys, some of those stuff with like that aspect, some of those type pitches. Not as much strictly kind of this like beach surfing within those pitches, but it's like the rave type scene for like the night type fairs where you get to some of those cage type fairs where you'd see within the pitch of particular bony kind of stars, just real shape-shifting pitch like that as far as the sprays comes. So this accent type pitch as far as the variety is going to have, but the product disc definitely when coming to Dollmas here as far as these products have, the prolific type. This is a pretty feral type album, but the pitch kind of amongst it is actually more centralized like the product. It is like the embrace, like the encompassing and kind of accommodation type scenes. There's not actually a super ton of like cage night type phrases full bound off here. The craziness factor is more just in like the junction and kind of like the aspect of just having like these further type phrases just as like the characteristics more so in like the Friday kind of IDGF full bound type modes. I mean, it's a pretty spastic type album with the pitch first saying it just is in different variations on top of that. So phrase first saying 2000 years 2000 years of human error. Then these pitches, 2,000 Years of Human Error from 2001 is actually a little bit crazier than pitch like that. They had more kind of bangs out there, plenty of those type ones like I Sell Society, Eleanor Rigby, like the one with Break You Down with Marilyn Manson, plenty of those type ones. I do listen to quite a few tunes off that album on my MP3 player, pitch like that. That's definite classic. I think I gave the album like a 9 or a 10. If I didn't give it a 10, it definitely deserves a 10 nowadays, but it is definitely a very underrated type album, pitch like that deserves a lot more accolades. Definitely should have way more popularity. Good. Definite good, excellent wingman to Marilyn Manson for that brief wild pitch like that, but good, nice bangs off there as far as I'm playing those type pitches, some of those type ones. But Eleanor Rigby is Eleanor Rigby is also on this particular album as a like buzz type single pitch like that. I'm not going to talk about that song within the pitch, even though I probably should, because I didn't talk about songs like this back in 2016. But The Fair Amongst It, it's a cover to a Beatles song, good excellent pitches. They do a real hideously good job with it as far as the first time. They turn into like a very swamp kind of rave club type step out pitch like that. It's the fair as far as saying some good nice pitches, but the variety. They polished it, and it is a lot better on the 2001 album compared to this 1998 one. But there's at least 2 repeat songs that are off this particular album that are also on 2,000 Years of Human Error from 2001. So that's Penetrate and Eleanor Rigby. So I'm not going to talk about those 2, but I'm going to talk about at least 12 out of the 14 songs off here. But I recommend all 12 of those. And I would recommend also the 2 songs I'm not going to talk about. So 14 out of 14 or 12 out of 12, 10 out of 10. But it's not really a single. The most popular song, yeah, I think I just said that a moment ago. The most popular song is Eleanor Rigby, but the second most popular song, which doesn't seem to have that much full-blown designation, is Gimp within those pitch, but it's some excellent type phrase. The pitch far saying just, yeah, products to start here, some of the products for us like the pitch kind of happens, just the encompassment of getting kind of like a CD, kind of gunge-like, but not as full, but it's this kind of pitch of this kind of dramatic type fashion with the pitch of this paying attention to like Hollywood type movies with like that kind of slime-o type factor of like movies like Spawn and like the pitch of 1997, kind of early bird to like how the Matrix was getting ready to turn out, but just kind of more it's like the Cage Nights, like the in-between kind of pub crawls and pitch like that, where you would have some of these stuff like City Square typeness. Now it definitely would be within the product hitting up like City Square type phrase pitch like that, but it's just kind of has more wheeze about it than like his full blown show with the presentation. But it's not as if this going with Star Miss amongst like the decadence kind of it, just going sticking with like the sticking with more like the vanilla type fastest when the pitch. I mean, it has the factor some of the ones where it's just the aspect. That's Spotify's working pitch like that. But the phrase as far as some of these type pitches, when paying attention to the aspect as far as just recognizing that the pitch behind it, this had the aspect of like the tone of being able to go out to like the glossed out type places and the value meant of like Los Angeles and Reno and particular San Francisco and Las Vegas and so forth, like the pitch, like the bigger budget type of zazz and zow factor to the pitch. With the phrase, it has pretty candid typeness. It just when you hear some of these type places in more mundane type spots, the pitch for saying this is kind of more high town, big town type township in the pitch for saying, but the product amongst some of these type phrases, it definitely has the dazzle type factor. It's pretty, in a lot of senses, like more kind of taciturn and kind of more wayside type towns within the pitch would probably be stupefied within certain times. And it's kind of spiffy type factor, but it's just the product of just having like the game factor on top of that to kind of back it up. Just kind of fray. Music's pretty decadent with the pitch for saying, with the product kind of it. It's the game type product of lassoing in like said Starless in these pitch that it's just like the gumption. This is probably like particular Kid Rock pulling like Pamela Anderson type shit and like Dave Navarro having like Carmen Electra, some of those affairs like that, you know, amongst those pitches. It's kind of probably just saying the rope ends within those products actually kind of Rooster and your Rari type shit with the pitch for saying. Yeah, I'm going to talk about these. So Gimp is hitting off here, good pitch. It's like a wired kind of later day kind of town courtship to get towards here. Just what say, like some garlic bread, kind of downtown type strolls pitch like that. Sense affairs with Doll Miss here. It's probably going to have them. Do you do she? Then the questionnaire for Doll Miss here pitch like that. Do you do chic as far as these first guys paying attention like the wardrobe and pitch like that? Since price kind of product to this scene, the ensemble with some of the phrase for us like the pitch of. Some chic and fetch typeness. The product some of these pitches is something that's gonna have like the Rotten Tomatoes or the stamp of approval, some of those type of pitches, the fashionist choice, some of these various products, not say within the product of like cosmopolitan typeness, but the pitch first and some of the ones where you'd have like the approval within the pitch of paying attention within like the band typeness as far as the pitch, as far as Yelp definitely agrees pitches. Yelp and some not a full bunch of Yelp is strictly food pitches like that, but to say Yelp definitely agrees some pitch the reception type area, just high grade type just banner type this pitch like that. Chic type here is good, nice pitch for star here, pitch like that. Alone is hitting off here. It's like a slumped and red eyes kind of snack run to get towards here. Just Musketeers, three Musketeers pick us hit type phrase for diva affairs like that. Some size relief affairs. Just like how's the ensemble from like the blah affairs like that towards the affairs. This kind of pitch of just good, nice, unwind and uncranked for the affairs going to happen. This album has a good, thorough kind of drama type factor amongst it. So it's the fair as far as saying that the spiffy type factor, it's amongst something that would kind of be the protocol of like the way that you would probably have particular folks. Brandon Lee, if he would have made it to 1998, and like folks like Keanu Reeves and like the fair of talking about probably Matt Damon and Edward Norton, sons of folks like that. Brad Pitt definitely sons of fellas as far as the pitch can haven't paid attention to the project. Just like the everyday with them pitch, just like surf rounds, this pitch for those price, but it's kind of car sit type fair, just catch up type price. Good pitch like that. It's good blah. And that's pitches. Bleed is hitting off here. It's like a sleek cage night and movie preview kind of heat up for us. So with them pitch, it is like that 10-step factor, like the product of this, like some rump shake kind of ass shake type dance phrase that you would get when popping in a DVD. Some stuff like that kind of spiffy type. Spiffy type initial type kickoff fairs like that. It's good, nice pitches from the variety. Nice pitches from the variety. Bacardi, then Greek salad. Get some Bacardi first, then get to as a product to like either chefing like a Greek salad or just getting towards like dullness, having like a Greek salad type fairs. Good pitch like that with them pitches. This product of speaking on all the rages since affairs is just something I should know with them pitches. Is the product of this was currently. Got your mind occupied pitch like that. Sounds a phrase for us. Yes, we're gonna have a pitch as far as saying just finding like routine type banks and pitch of this. Keeping the health type factor of it just within the setting type point, just right off the bat, pitch like that. Supposed to kind of good, nice pitch for the Friday. Me definitely getting Bacardi type fairs, my system fairs like that with the pitch far as saying. With the product of your pals also on top of that sense of pitch is the standard type factor. This is a pretty, like the aspect, like the thrill type factor, this has like the aspect of just paying attention like a movie ripped out of 1997, like the hit type bangs that just easily kind of just gang typeness when you pay attention like the phrase I'm talking about with in particular price of like things like RoboCop and things like pretty Terminator, but more in like 1999 type phrase and some of those type pitches like Blade and some of those stuff like that. Good nice pitch amongst this. Date evening kind of just spiffy kind of step out with them pitch of good candid kind of good candid kind of venue type good candid kind of venue type smoke with stuff. Good candid kind of venue type enjoy with star mess here as far as excellent type pitches. Fucked up is hitting off here. It's like a good Eminem brooding and sunset and porch tokes to get towards your pitch like that. So it's just good, nice bangs and products for us. The product is some kind of alt rock typeness. Also, some stuff pitch the product of getting like Sherry Frazier, Sex and Candy, but like Marcy Playground. Like Marcy Playground, some stuff pitch amongst other type phrase for us. Like the aspect kind of goes from paying attention to like the standard just ripped out of 99. So pitch is like some of that Homestead and more. Homestead, kind of more Mickey D's type low-cal pitch like that. You got shit to get off your shoulders. Here's for these first guys kind of pitch it as catch-up type varieties. Marilyn Manson's definitely pretty good at these particular type ones. So within the pitch first and some of those type ones very similar to like computers acting up again. But it's a pitch. I forget the name. It might be the Death Song. Computers acting up in these pitches. It might be a tune off of it's a tune off of it's It's an album cut off of Hollywood with things pitch. It has a real syrup type one, very similar within like the Malaise type factor, just like the Sun Pier pitch like that. I'll put in the connotation later when we get towards those pitches with the aspect when I get to editing this. But the pitch first saying can't look it up, it's full bound. If I saw the song, I'd be able to designate a pitch like that, but I don't remember it's full bound. But I do have it on my MP3 player pitches like that. I do listen to it within regulars. But the pitch first saying. I was saying pitch like that. Some of that brood type air, just sunset type airs, porch toke. Some of these stuff probably get some swishes burnt. Possible gal femme have like a cough or two, something like that. It's pitched like that. Get some shit off your shoulders. Pitch like that. Supposed to surprise stepping at. Troubleshoot. Pay attention like the loud packs parts, just like issue type phrase. Pitch like that with a nice bears. Similar type phrase with craving pitch like that. It's like a good combo with fucked up here to get towards just in like some traffic brooding. So it's kind of product of this same sort of shit as fucked up, but just kind of more on the go typeness. Just doing something within like the remedy type factor. Figure some remedy pitch like that. Just get some sherbet ice cream. Some of those type pairs acrylics, but acrylic nails for like starry hair. Some of those type pitch from the product. Now within some of these evening type sets, some of these type places might be closed. Considering some of those types salon type fairs and pitch like that kind of closed. Possibly more at 3. More within the aspect like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock p.m. with the pitch first and some of those type aspects, just having like some beelines kind of get towards like the get towards like the Alakazam, and that's taken care of as far as this first kind of a pitch first and getting some gin in my system. Also on top of that, when getting past like driving type aspects or pitch, or just getting like the commerce type phrase out of your system, the product of the day for pitches of is good first aid kit for Starry here as far as these first kind of good pitch like that. Laura's theme, this is an instrumental. There's a couple of instrumentals off here. One is Laura's theme, one is Headache Symphony. Both these are hidden. I'm going to talk about these as well. Laura's theme's like a good drama during like a house sit and coffee table kind of tortillas pitch like that. So just have some salsa, some of those stuff phrases like you would get at some of these stuff places, like particular restaurant type fare, but just having within the fashion cook have like a jar of salsa or cook some salsa if you have the variety to know and pitch like that. So I'm surprised amongst the good pitches. Just the product of spicy toughness pitch like that. Just how do you do fairs like that. The smalls meaning small talks fairs as far as the pitch kind of just kind of pleasant kind of coffee talk within the pitch of nice varieties pitches like that. So banging type nest. Now within traditional type varieties, amongst the pitch of how Godhead kind of was later on in the 2000s, pitch like that. Some banging type phrase within traditional kind of techno and industrial type bangs is lies as far as these pitches and within pitch some ballistic type nest like a red hot. Like a red hot kind of dance club, kind of doom and vintage kind of Godhead torment to get towards your good pitch like that. Are you in kind of floor it mode today, ho? As far as the physical and the pitch, definitely get towards stomping pitch like that. Yes. Act the dinosaur around these parts for these first guys. Let's make it like Jurassic Park. So the pitches, if you feel like you're running from like all the raptors and some of these stuff, first pitch for us saying definitely footprints today as far as these first guys good pitch like that. But afraid to standard type carnage pitch like that. Now this is the crazy type factor of which Godhead kind of gets towards, which they kind of don't showcase as full bound off here. It's pitch for us saying this probably could have been a pretty prolific buzz type single. It's a good portion. Some of these type ones that have like the aspects, some of these type pitch, but the aspects for us saying the fairs, I'd say bleed is probably within that variety as well. Some of the pitches and probably gimp and certain type products with pitch for us and some good accent phrase for us like the aspect of this the ravenous type bite that this feels like getting the tear up out getting the tear up and out y'all and gal assistance for us first got a good nice pitch, just a easy kind of unvent pitch like that for your pals. Also this pitch for us and it's good crazy type factor. Memorial's nice as well as like a soggy and swamp kind of sunroom and lounge type fairs pitch like that. Good banging type nest is tuna salad cooked for femme sense of pitch amongst this kind of product. 9 Inch Nails is pretty good at these type ones as well. It's kind of within variety within a movie type area. It would be within like some Kill Bill type shit or Pulp Fiction type shit within variety. So just smoking like a cigarette or just having, I'd say not to recommend cigarettes, but the pitch of smoking like a swisher with like some ganja in it. Some of those stuff fairs having like some scrambled eggs and like toast fairs like that within the pitch of this pleasantry, just Uma Thurman kind of being in like a robe. Some of those affairs, I know that didn't actually happen in the movie, but it's some of those affairs, her hair in a bun in a robe. Some of those bitches just having breakfast sushi and like some scrambled eggs. Some of those bitches, good eggs and products for us. It's going to happen. excellent type rise pitches like that. Just things I should know as far as express guidance, paying attention like the pitch, whether or not there's some mythness in the air about star here as far as express guidance, paying attention like probably just good excellentness as far as this hit type pitch gonna happen, is paying type fares. Headache Symphony, like I was saying, another instrumental good pitch like that. It's like a good hop and bop and like a smoke it kind of head trip type fares pitch like that. Just come throughs in hand, meaning come throughs that you have. Like dull miss sense fares like a nail sharpener, just pitches, just a particular phrase of like some lashes good pitch like that. As far as express guy, just cool ranch Doritos, definitely for myself. Pitch like that, sense of price, this aspect, just goody type first from the pitch. Just probably just amidst like possible good couple smoke type price on top of that, just some good fog, just appreciating like the gray skies and just the overall coolie or crisp type. Feels more like a coolie and kind of crisp type weather of a song pitch. That's a good nice price. September type music or just good accent fares for us this pitch gonna happen. Supper is nice, like an excellent kind of cage night and frenetic kind of dance paranoia to get towards here. Just RoboCop, The Crow, some of those type very similar type rise pitch like that. It feels like soundtrack type for that sort of conduct pitch like that. You look like you're dead here as far as this first guy, which I'm definitely not complaining with this pitch person. Maybe that's just I don't know if you put on makeup or you just crawled out the graveyard some bitches, but definitely keep up with it as far as the first gonna happen. Definitely don't mind throwing a zombie on my cot as far as these first guys on the bitches, the couch. I don't mind if my couch smells like your couch, which probably has to. I don't mind if my couch smells like your couch, which is the pitch, probably meaning that it would come from the junkyard, but hey, that's not too terrible pitch like that with the freight. Good, nice pitches. It's excellent aspects for the pitch can happen. See your neck stitches like Frankenstein here as far as express good banging toughness. This pitch like that. But yeah, definitely crow toughness on the pitch. The aspects for saying this good. Excellent taste of like West Coast and kind of good nice pitches of like techno type of techno rave club type carnage pitch like that. So it's another nice one, goes along with lies pretty well pitched like that. Feels like a tense kind of movie scene type fray where something's getting ready to happen. Those sorts of pitches where it's like, hey, we got to run soon, so get ready to just realize this sort of we're going to the south exit like now. Sabrina, we're going to like the south exit like now, so Mosey here is for his first kind of good pitches, but the phrase first kind of good pitch amongst the hit type phrase. Prior to the hit type one, good aspects like that. It's like a quality homestead kind of tidy up, and prior to the hitting type one's like a quality homestead kind of tidy up, the straight and pad and lax. As far as the first kind of good pitch amongst it, pretty similar within fashions to like memorial pitch like that. Good nice phrases. Texas toast, lemonade for dolls. As far as the first kind of get some Texas toast for yourself. Pink lemonade, sounds a phrase for Tropicana out of the fridge for doll mess here. As far as the first kind of just have pleasant type phrase of fairs like Skipbo kind of going, fairs like that, free sale sense of pitches for like doll mess kind of have within in between the fashions of this pleasant kind of then products pleasant kind of time waste and simp type fairs and aspects for us, but just the aspect is post hour type ness pitches like that sense of price the aspects as far as figuring out modes of just the aspect of or not the news to be flipped on or something. It's a pitch from the aspect of this next type phrase of getting towards whether it is even it's not as if it strictly has to be getting towards like some next type modes, but just the pitch of this this excellent good kind of throwing free base for us the first kind of good nice pitches. Afterthoughts hitting off here as well as like a drooping, get some swishers in, just contemplate fairs like that. Just how's weak hitting, some fairs with star miss here for us the first kind of good excellent pitches. Just throw me a story, some stuff pitch like that. So the fairs for us saying just catch up type price pitch for us saying just kind of aspect, kind of like pride, but just more the pitch of just active type product, getting some call pitch in your system fairs like that. Some stuff aspect pitch for us saying. Or not there be like some good nice praise sweet potato pie to make for star miss here. Some of those the pitches spinach chips on surprise. Just kind of have the product like an active ensemble pitch like that with the phrase as far as just getting burnt a little bit first like this kind of aspect. This kind of glued to particular fem cake here as far as the first kind of the pitch, as far as just the aspect. Now it's not just strictly, it's also fair, just like good collect with like palette type phrase pitch like that, just lounge type phrase on pitch and just contemplate that with the pitch of. It's the repertoire, the next time modes pitch like that, sentence phrase, active typeness, what's up with movie type phrase, mixtape type phrase, pitch like that, main packs on pitch, but also other type phrase within pitch like that, talking for doll miss pitch or just like or some memes that have been keeping you alive lately, sounds a pitch like that. But the phrase first thing, good nice pitch. So hitting type products here, as far as these pitch kind of banging typeness. 10 out of 10 albums, as far as these pitch kind of same with the social score. Now within pitch, like I was saying, the product, this is not as fairly crazy. Now I don't know if it's just because it's an earlier type album. I don't, they do have some albums as far back as like 92 or 94 pitch like that. So some banging type phrases from the product as far as saying, but the aspect within those pitch, I don't know if those type ones from the earlier 90s were kind of as crazy with them pitch like that. But they do have a pretty active jump, but just like the stitching and the overall composition, execution, so many stuff. It's the same thing I noticed with like 2,000 Years of Human Error for 2001. So Pitch for saying they hit the ground running pretty easily with pitches like that. They're a good candidate and competitor with Nine Inch Nails, just not as capital with like the pitch alike. The commercial type velocity, but other than that, some bang toughness to product. Just plenty of these type products to kind of actively cook fem cakes goose as far as the first kind within like the pitch, just like the frenetic type tones within these pitches. It's the cage nut type tones, despite the fact that it's not proactively as full bound on like the cage floor pitch like that's the phrase as far as saying. It's definitely the lifestyle, like particular fellas that get towards that conduct pretty regularly. So it's just a pitch of having like the cage type fares, but also the pitch of just having other type products within the pitch as far as like the aspect of this, the things kind of within the goings on top of that. So it nails that pretty particularly, which is something. So it's just kind of more ground level within the pitch, like Bryce and Nine Inch Nails. So banging type pitch as far as like that, excitement type factor, real high pitch like that, despite the fact there's not a super ton of like the Carnage type ones like Lies and Suffer, some of those ones, but it's very much within the aspect of DVD DVD preview and the aspects like some Rave Club kind of just Spawn and Spawn, RoboCop, and the Crow type phrase pitch like that's a bang toughness, this good accent product pitch like that. So Ferris Pro saying, in terms of future, Godhead has not been around since 2014, pitch like that, but it's good to get towards some of these type ones. Like I said, this is seemingly only the second album I reviewed by them in 10 years, so I need to get to more of these type ones and pitch like that. Definite classic here.